Testes, 1, 2. Vanessa, testes.
No, I don't have testes.
Well, you can still say testes.
I like testicles better.
Vanessa, this
The
is
whole thing, just the whole word.
Oh, you don't mean the actual physical?
No.
Testes, 1,
No,
2,
I
3.
No, testicles, 1, 2, 3.
Right. Okay. So, hi everybody. We have a live audience here in Kenya. What camp is this, Matt? Yell it, because no one can hear you. Perini Ambazeli. We are here in Kenya on another safari this year, and this year we invited a lot of friends. We've got Vanessa Joy. Joy is here. She's going to be talking.
I am.
Manny is, for whatever reason, not here in the room while we're recording.
He's mad you're not recording with him.
He's not allowed on my podcast.
He's bitter.
He should be bitter.
Bitter party of one, your table.
I'm going to be talking about him throughout this podcast because, you know, he does some things that we're going to talk about while out on safari. So anyway, there's other people here. My friend Katie is here. She's not a real photographer, but she's learning. Troy is learning as well. We got Rob. Rob here is a fan of the Frono's photo. That's me. You got Dusty. You got Brandon all the way in the back. And there's a bunch of other photographers here. So there's a ton of pro photographers that are here with us and other people that are learning. And Vanessa wanted to come. Troy wanted to come. Katie wanted to come. And Manny also wanted to get here as well. So anyway, I'm recording with Vanessa because she likes to yell at me on podcasts.
I do, in public, as often as possible.
Well, we're in public now because we have the audience that you guys can't see because it's audio only.
This is the first time we've done this in person. I'm a little intimidated.
Why? Is it
usually
my
it's over
breasts?
the computer. No, I mean, the last time I yelled at you in person, don't do that. Don't shake your boobs at me. That's so awkward. It's
I never
so
do that.
Cringe.
As Troy, I never
I'm
cringe.
not Troy.
What's cringe mean?
Cringe, meaning like I can't look at you. Like this is a red flag.
How many red flags have I given off? Katie, how many red flags have I ever given off?
I mean, today or
ever. The people in the peanut gallery are saying, is there even a number that high? My friends that know me. Not a lot of red flags.
That's okay. I can yell at you to your face, I think.
So we're in person.
We're in person.
And it's intimidating.
It's a little bit more intimidating, but it's okay.
Huh. Anyway, we're on safari. This is my second year coming here. It's your first year. It's the second time around. One of the craziest things about this is how to get here. How was your experience getting here?
I mean, thankfully there is an Austin to Frankfurt direct flight, 8.5 hours, and then Frankfurt to Nairobi, which is another 8 or 9. It's a full 24 hours to get here.
You were delayed?
I was delayed a few hours, but not horribly.
Hey, let me ask you, were you in potentially first class?
I was in potentially first class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that work? And the other people on your flight, where were they sitting?
They were not sitting in first class.
Matt over there just signaled to the back of the bus. Manny was on the back of the bus.
Yeah, Manny was on the back of the bus. I offered them my chocolates that
You
I got. I did.
You nicely offered them their chocolates?
Yeah, and my nuts.
What kind of nuts were they?
Cashews.
Salted or unsalted?
Always salty nuts on an airplane.
You love salty nuts and testicles at the same time?
No, I like the word testicles instead of testes. It's different.
Well, I wasn't.
I like unsalted nuts. You know that because that's one of the big snacks that I brought on the trip.
You did. I brought 2 pounds of nuts from nuts.com. This episode is brought to you by nuts.com.
No, it's not.
Use the code FROKNOWS at checkout to get nothing because I never actually set that up. But we do use nuts.com because I like nuts.com.
I just use HEB.
You use HEB.
HEB. You
Heb.
can't say HEB is a racial slur. You can't say that.
Well, I don't know what HEB is. Explain it to me.
It's a racial slur for a Jew.
Is it?
That's what I was
Katie,
told.
let's defer to Katie. Shake your head. Is HEB a racial slur that you've ever heard? She goes, I don't know.
I haven't heard it too until I said HEB when I first moved to Austin, and I was told that was not okay.
The Southern Belles were like, darling, you can't say HEB.
No. They don't do it like that. They go, oh, bless your heart, honey. It's HEB.
But what do they say about other types of people? Did you just Google it,
Yep.
Troy?
Fact checkers in the audience.
Troy says it's negative.
That's why I like this.
Negative term about Jewish people.
Yes.
I think there's other terms about Jewish people that are much worse than HEB.
I'm sure there are.
Because
but
honestly, most people that are going to use a racial slur against a Jew are probably dumb and don't understand that we're Hebrew or. And I'm not even Hebrew.
Wait, maybe is that where it comes from?
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Yeah, where do you think it, Troy? Where's it come from? If you could Google that, where's the word Hebrew?
I mean, that sounds.
It's derived from Hebrew.
No shit. That's what I just said.
Well, I didn't make that conclusion
You know
till
what?
now.
If somebody calls me a Heb, do you know what I'll say? Thanks.
I don't speak Hebrew.
Like, cool, what's that mean? Heb. Okay.
Well, whatever. HEB is where my nuts come from.
Okay.
Unsalted. I prefer unsalted.
I like salted nuts, but not really. I just go for the unsalted because it just makes my stomach feel much better. I don't have a problem with it. So on our flight,
lay flat.
We did lay
beds.
flat. It was me, it was Katie, it was Troy. We had a couple of other people meet us in London that are on this trip. Mystery Man number 2, not Mystery Man number 1, who was junior last year. We have a different baseball player this year. Shall remain nameless unless they give approval, which they did give approval. But I like leaving it unknown.
Unknown.
It's more fun that way to go unknown, so people just try to think who's on the trip with us, which is
very
fun.
nice people. Two very
Everybody's
nice people.
good. I will say that my first class meal was it was all right.
Okay, you sound so pretentious.
You know what I sound like?
Don't start talking about
You know what I
it's
sound
just
like?
embarrassing.
You know what I sound like?
Pretentious.
A Heb.
Pretentious heap.
Too soon? Too soon?
A little too soon.
Oh
Too
man, the
soon.
whole crowd just booed.
They did.
No, they didn't boo because
They
we got
did
a couple
boo.
of Hebes here. 1 and 2, which is totally okay. It's all right.
6%. 6% Hebrew.
You're 6%
Yeah.
Jew?
Ashkenazi.
You're an Ashkenazi?
Yes.
Really? Is that what the Hebrew on your arm says?
That is not what the Hebrew on my arm says.
Your Hebrew says, I like testicles that are nuts and salty.
Unsalted.
Oh, unsalted.
Yeah. That's exactly what it says.
Well, anyway, we're here. We're in a conservancy. We've been here for 2.5 days now.
2.5 days.
Though Dusty says that one day feels like at least 2 days.
I feel like we've been here 2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. And this is only like the first of 3 camps that we go to. We haven't even seen lions yet.
We saw one lion walk
one
by
lion.
the other day. but
Walked
that's
by
nothing.
when none of us were like ready for it.
It doesn't matter. That wouldn't have been a good photo anyway.
No.
Which is funny because I got spoiled by having such a we had an unbelievable shoot last year. Like, we saw everything. Even went and got a leopard from fucking 500 miles away that we had to drive for 3 hours because Matt wanted to go see a leopard in a tree.
Yeah, which made you like very disenchanted the first time you went out this time, because I was in
Oh, yeah.
little safari Jeep and I'm like, ooh, gazelle or whatever that's called. Ooh, jackal. Ooh,
A deek.
bird. Deek. And you're like, no, I want an elephant. No. I'm like, well, but what? I want all the animals. I think they're all cool.
Yeah, but I didn't want you guys just blowing your load on deeks.
On something I've never photographed before?
Yeah, but no, they're just deeks, man.
I didn't know. I mean, that's part of the learning process, right? I
It
didn't know
is.
there were so many deeks all around.
But, well, the thing is, we got spoiled by last year because we had so many good things happen, and the first day here was a little harder on the animal front. We saw
Yes.
some giraffes, and you guys were like, oh, wow, it's a giraffe. I'm like, you aren't seeing shit yet.
But you know what? My giraffe photo is one of my favorites still.
Your giraffe photos are good, which brings up something interesting. It was in my notes for a little later here, but you cannot sit in a car without editing your photos after you took them. You send them to your phone.
I do that, yeah. I have, it's a little ADHD. It's a little
A
bit.
little?
A little, but it's also, I'm most excited about a photo right when I take it. If I wait to edit it, it's now a chore. It's something that's like on the back burner for me.
You take drugs for that?
No, but I'm going to ask Manny to share his Adderall because that sounds great. No?
You know what I do? You know what I use for chilling me out?
Synaptol?
What is synaptol?
That's one that I've used.
I'm not on drugs.
Focuses me.
I'll take
it's
Excedrin
natural.
every once in a while, and it mellows me out. It centers me.
Excedrin?
Yeah. What if
Isn't
I have
that
a
just
headache?
like a painkiller?
No, it's caffeine basically for headaches.
Well, yeah, I drink too much caffeine on a regular basis, I think, for Excedrin to do anything for me. But I don't know. I like that instant gratification. Maybe it's my millennial side. But I also, when I see a when I take
Actually,
a photo.
let me interrupt you. There's
Go
a trait. You're what? If you're 6% Heb,
Yeah.
that's part of the issue.
The problem.
Yeah, you have no patience because Hebes have no
That's
patience.
true.
I've been told.
Yeah, and also Italian, which isn't very helpful in the patience department either.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Well, you know, so when I take a photo, in my head, I kind of already see the edited part.
Yeah.
So I want to get there faster. and I want to.
But who cares?
I do. That's part of my creative process and what makes me feel good about it versus coming back and editing later. To
So
me,
you're
it
making
just
fun of
becomes a
Matt.
chore.
You're making fun of Matt right now, sitting next to you, who hasn't once
That's
sent
his process.
Yeah.
But for me, creatively, I'm most excited about a photo, and that's when I want to work on it. That's when I want to edit it.
I got you.
Later, like, it's work to me. And it's because I'm going to have 700,000 things back on my plate the second I get home, or, I'm on to the next thing. I want to play with the photo when I'm really excited about it, not later. And I will play with it later.
I want to edit on a computer screen that is 30 inches because I'm blind, that I know the color is accurate, and I know whether I want to do black and white or color right off the rip. Because what happened when you wanted to, you showed everybody in the car, you're like,
I like the
isn't the black and white good? And we're like, no.
No, you guys didn't like it.
And either did your followers.
Neither did my followers. By 90%, I asked black and white. And the funny thing is, I appreciate that, but I already know where I'm going to print black and white tone photos exactly like that in my home to match the decor in that room. And
the bathroom?
No, my office, which is a lot of whites.
It's like the bathroom, yeah.
My office is not, well, no, that's not true. I spend an awful lot of time in the bathroom on my phone answering emails. You do too.
How are the bathrooms here at camp?
Mine is pretty nice. It's glamping. Like, we're in tents, but there's running water in the tents. Like, there's a toilet.
Don't drink it.
Flushes. You can't drink it, but you can flush it. And then you even get a shower.
3 minutes.
3 minutes
of
of
a
a
bucket.
hot shower, which I hate the cold. So
Yeah,
getting wet and then turning it off and freezing while I put all the soap on, not my favorite part. But
Yeah, but
also
you're
not
rooming
horrible.
by yourself, so you get twice as much as I do.
I only probably use 45 seconds of it.
Okay.
Total.
Oh my God, why are they so loud in the background? Oh my God, Dusty.
Look, it's your ADHD.
Unbelievable. This guy. What's so important that you need to interrupt the podcast, Dusty?
The shower.
Unbelievable.
See, he's talking about the shower.
Unbelievable. I'm just kidding, Dusty. Keep being you.
Yep.
And anyway, 3 minutes. I only get like 20 seconds because Manny is such a prima donna. He needs almost all 3 minutes to get his hair perfectly perfect.
Dude, you ever want to be entertained? Watch that man confront a bug.
Manny does not like bugs, and there's bugs. We're in Africa, okay?
There's a lot of bugs.
There's bugs.
Every time you get attacked by bugs. The first night I was here, it sounded like raindrops on the top of my tent, but it was bugs dive bombing it.
Yeah.
All night.
Oh, speaking of things bombing our tents, there's an animal called a hyrax that sits out there and makes a noise that's like, it like makes some kind of grinding noise.
No. It's a tap, and it goes 1, and then 2,
and then
and once it gets, I think 6 or 7 is when
it goes.
Don't do it too loud. You'll encourage them.
I had to tell it to shut the fuck up the other night, and it did. I was like, if you don't shut up, Hyrax, I'm knocking you out of the tree.
Yeah, they're in the trees, and they're above. And yeah, it kind of sounds like a woman screaming. It is very loud.
Speaking of women screaming, reminds me of Katie over here, who last night said that something was scratching at her door. And by door, I mean her tent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was probably a monkey.
Yeah, they tried. They don't know how to work the zippers.
Oh, some of them can work the zippers.
Oh, I was told they couldn't work the zippers.
They lied to you.
Oh man, they false sense of security around here.
Oh no, they can definitely work the zippers.
And get to your food. You can't leave food out even in your tent.
No,
they will come get it.
And you're not supposed to feed them either.
Did you feed them?
No, someone else here did though.
Oh.
I won't name the names. No one in their direct vicinity right here did, but someone on the trip liked to feed the monkeys.
I mean, they're darn cute.
Well, we saw baboons today.
Today?
Yes.
Oh,
you weren't. You weren't out with us, so we. There's a song that came out around 1999 called Discovery Channel. Get horny now. Oh, Vanessa is seeing a picture of said baboons fornicating on the side of the road.
Oh my God. On the side of the road?
They were just there. They're like, oh, hey, I'm ready to go. And she's like, hey, bitty boy, do you want to put it somewhere? And he's like, and then he missed like 7 times.
And then you got so excited because your sole purpose on this trip is just to photograph animal dongs.
Yeah, dongs.
Yeah.
But Troy had a really good dong photo the other day.
The elephant one.
No, Troy had a good dong photo of a baboon,
Oh, okay.
a monkey, And then Matt's photo of the dong right there was pretty good, but Pablo isn't anywhere around to get dong. We had Pablo dong last year, 50 pounds.
A 50-pound dong?
Yeah, it like unfurls, 50 pounds.
Oh my God.
I asked what's the biggest penis ever in an elephant. They didn't have the answer. Craig might be big.
Yeah. Well, I
He
mean,
sounds
do they
big.
really weigh that?
Well, I Googled what does a penis of an elephant weigh.
Okay.
And it came up with probably average 50, which means Pablo.
You know, your search
85.
history, it must be really interesting.
Well, you want to go over it right now?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I hope you use incognito windows. I really do.
They don't work. They
don't
still
work?
save stuff.
But you know what? Like one day when you pass away and like, I don't know, your brother has to go through your crap, like that's what
Steven.
he's going to... Okay, well,
Steven's the one who
would
gets.
understand.
Steven's in the will. Steven gets all the passwords. He has
Okay.
He knows where the passwords are
He
stored.
knows what to burn?
No, nothing needs to be burnt. It's all real.
Sure.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, Steven knows it all. He can find it all.
Glad. Well, then I will ask him about your search history one day. Maybe
You want to know? Like,
out of sheer boredom, morbid curiosity.
dear search history, Vanessa Joy in a bathing suit.
Oh, no.
That's not true.
No.
That's-
No, the most Googled thing about me, one of the most Googled
Is she
things-
married?
No, Vanessa Joy age.
Oh.
Yeah?
That's one of the most Googled things about me.
Yeah. 37?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, 37.
How do you know that's what they Google about you?
Because it comes up when you get your, SEO report or whatever it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't look that hard. So this is your first experience being on a safari.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been transitioning from being a person that shoots people
Yeah.
to now photographing, dong in the wild?
Well, I don't focus on the dongs, first of all. And I have to say, it's a little bit intimidating because I'm always in a field photographing, at the very least, humans, and that's what I know. That's what I've been photographing. I know how a human looks good. I know how to make them react to get the photo that I want. And then coming to photograph animals, I was taking a bunch of pictures first time around, and I'm looking through them later on my laptop. You'll be thrilled. And I'm like, okay, so there's this photo, but like, are ears up good on an elephant, or does the trunk have to be there? Do you cut off the trunk or cut off the tusks? Like, is that a no-no? And there's not a lot of necessarily parallels. There are a few, but I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I can't tell if this is good because I don't know what is good when it comes to photographing an elephant.
If it feels right, it's good.
Sometimes.
Like I was going through some of other people's, I was helping Katie and Troy select their keepers. And with the giraffes, in between images had like one ear down and the other up, but when they both went up, it just looked better.
Yeah.
It looked right. It looked like the right thing.
Yeah. Well, with elephants, because I sat down and I talked to Matt about this, he was telling me with ears, he thinks about dogs. So like when a dog's ears are back, they're usually like scared and, maybe more passive. And then when they're up, they're more happy. So that's something to think about. And then after I realized that, I was like, oh yeah, when you look at that, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But it's been a challenge because our vehicles sometimes are moving. We've got 4 people in a vehicle. Sometimes things happen on the left. Sometimes
Yep.
things happen on the
We're
right.
all just climbing over each other and hanging out of the car because you're not allowed to get out of the car. I didn't know that until now.
You got out of the car right before we got back to camp tonight.
I was allowed. I asked permission, and
Yeah.
there were no animals around.
Well, you didn't know that there were 4 elephants 100 yards that way when we got over the ridge.
Well, sometimes the most dangerous animal
Is it human?
is literally around the corner.
Is a Hebe. It's a Hebe.
It's a Hebe.
Vanessa, why'd you have to bring that up?
You did.
Why do you keep bringing up Hebe?
You did.
Unbelievable.
This is not okay, Jared. So
You're
many
6%
followers.
Hebe,
I am.
so we can talk about it.
I guess so.
So the vehicles that we have are these massive Land Cruisers. We've got a driver, we've got a spotter, and out here in the park where we're at, the Conservancy, it's more brush and it's not as wide open as Amboseli National Park. We spent some time in here. We went to Amboseli 2 days in a row trying to get those awesome photos with Kilimanjaro in the background. Kilimanjaro didn't work with us. It didn't show up. Today it was up a little bit more because the goal is to get low shots with elephants, big tuskers coming towards you. They're like woolly mammoth DNA. They're also half Hebrew as well. And then they're circumcised. You haven't seen Paolo's penis yet.
No,
to
I
know.
haven't. I haven't.
But we got boned there. But what was crazy is after we did that, we went and staked out another spot, and there were like 20, 30 elephants that crossed the road. They literally follow this path that our driver blocked, so that the elephant then looked at us like, why are you blocking my path?
Did you think it would charge you?
Well, no, they look and they're like, they wave their ears at you, and then they keep walking because you're like, block the path, but they keep going.
But I mean, they could charge you. And just for the record, the cars that were in, these Jeeps, there's no sides. It is wide open. Do you feel safe in the cars?
Yes, very safe.
You feel safe?
Very
Even when,
safe.
like, we saw cheetahs.
Yeah, the cheetahs will probably sit on your lap if they could and purr.
Stop. The babies, maybe.
No, I think they don't, the cats are smart, the elephants are smart. They don't really worry about us because they understand that this vehicle isn't generally there to bother them. Whereas, like, if you go to, like, India and they have, you see these stories of elephants that go wild and sit on a car or do something, that's because they have bad experiences with people in those vehicles. Generally speaking, around here, they've grown up with all of these vehicles around, and people are more respectful of the animals, and there's less, hopefully. I mean, it's not saying that it couldn't happen, but today we had an elephant that stopped 4 feet from our vehicle. Troy I thought it was coming into the car. Matt thought it was coming into the car. It just literally stopped and looked and was like, hi, got any nuts? Vanessa, do you have any nuts?
No.
Vanessa, you do have nuts. I can sniff them right now.
I'm sorry, but
they're not salted.
Is that a stereotype? Do elephants actually eat nuts?
No, just juice.
salted ones.
Yeah.
Well, they drink, what was it, 60 gallons of water? That was shocking.
1,200 pounds of grass a day they have to eat.
And 60 gallons of water, which sounds funny. Fine, it's like, okay, in your head. Until we actually heard them drinking today, and you could hear them. You could hear, like, the echo of the water getting pumped into their stomach.
Yeah, they suck it into their trunk. They, like...
Yep.
And then they open their mouth and they shoot it in, and it just sounds like a cow. It sounds like you're filling a bathtub.
It does. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
But anyway, back to Amboseli National Park. Those elephants walked by, a bunch of other elephants walked by, and then out of nowhere on the horizon, you see a mass of elephants. Kind of like when Moses led the Jews out of Egypt. It was like that, because he was like, let my people go. And then
they didn't cross the Red Sea. They crossed the path.
800 elephants.
Nice.
800.
800 elephants.
There were 800 elephants.
And that's not one big herd. That's just like all the herds just got
It's
together?
a lot of herds, and there's a lot of babies, as Matt would say.
So it's like all 12 tribes of Benjamin, just like...
12 tribes. What are you making, a heap joke again?
Yeah. You just keep going
Vanessa,
there.
Why are you digging holes?
No, I'm going to keep digging the hole.
I'm going to
12 tribes
give you to a
came
Hyrax. I'm going to let you...
That Hyrax's ass. You have no idea.
We're going to drive you 5 yards from Camp Door, and then all of a sudden...
Feed me to the lions.
We'll see that lion that we didn't get to see come
I'll just
by.
blow my whistle. We have to blow a whistle if we want to walk around in the dark.
Well, I did hear a whistle blow a little while ago, and I was like, what did I say when I heard that whistle, everybody?
That's Katie.
That had to be Katie, because it was a very timid...
Toot.
Someone please save me. Someone please come and get me. I'm a damsel in distress. Oh, Masai Mara man, please come and get me. Oh, please. For most of you don't know this, but when it's night at the camp, you don't walk out of your tent without a local who has a spotting light and a machete or a pipe to beat something, because through our camp, and elephants came through the camp recently when we weren't here and knocked over some trees. So it's not out of the question that you could leave your tent and some sort of animal that might be dangerous might be out there. So how's that make you feel?
Well, now I'm going to wonder if they're going to walk over my tent while I'm sleeping, so thanks for that.
Yeah, well, then you also have to worry about the monkey that can unzip zippers, because they might come in and sleep next to you.
They have definitely been crawling on my tent at night.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're by yourself over there.
Yes, I am.
So it's like, oh, single white female.
Yeah, that's what the monkeys are thinking for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk about gear. What's the gear breakdown look like for people on the trip?
We have a good mix. We have all 3 major brands, Nikon, Canon, Sony.
You said the wrong one first.
Well, I like to be nice, okay? I'm a Mets fan. Like, I've always been an underdog fan, so you know what? I said it first. I said the N word first.
What?
Nikon.
What? What, Vanessa? We don't go down that path.
Well,
we can only talk about
I didn't
heaves.
say the S word. I'm not going to say that more than once.
S word?
Yeah, 4-letter S word.
Shit?
No.
Slut?
Sony.
Oh, Sony. I mean, we have some Sony sluts here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got one Sony shooter, two Sony shooters. Mystery photographers are also borrowing Sony shooters. No other Sony shooters.
Manny.
Raise your hand. Oh, Manny's shooting Sony because Manny's dainty little hands can't touch anything else.
It's true. He has small hands for a man.
Really?
Yeah.
You went there. And he's not even here to defend himself.
Well, you know what? If you're not here to defend yourself, then...
By the way, I'm rooming with Manny.
You're rooming with him?
Yeah, I've
How's
slept
that
with him
going?
the last couple nights.
Yeah? Does he talk in his sleep?
Nah.
Snore?
Nah. But,
Cry?
But the first night, I'm trying to sleep. I am asleep. And the next thing I hear is, Jared, do you hear that? Jared, do you hear that? Are you awake? I am fucking awake now, Manny. He's like, what's that noise? I don't know. And it goes, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. And it shut up. And Manny's like, okay. And I'm like, now I'm wide awake, Manny. Thank you. Way to wake me up.
He's a little scared of the bugs. Okay, so cries in his sleep.
Yeah, no crying. He's just crying over bugs. He is worried about the bugs. Gear-wise, I'm using an R1, R5 Mark II. I brought for Troy and Katie R3s. They've graduated to using that after shooting for a matter of 4 shoots each. Troy did 2 shoots with a EOS R. Katie has borrowed an R6 or an R6 Mark II because I've been training them because they were not allowed to use their cell phone. There's a guy today on the safari next to, like, going through the park who was standing up with a Rebel with an 18 to 55 kit lens. And I'm sorry, let me just take it, but not everybody has the best gear in the world.
Standing up outside the car?
No, he's standing up through the roof of the.
Okay.
You know they're amateurs when they rent one of those Hebe vehicles, that are cheap. They couldn't get the real vehicle, so they had to get the other one.
Well, they feel more protected that way. They're enclosed.
So this guy is taking pictures with an 18 to 55 and a Rebel, and his flashes popped up.
That must have been something special.
I took video and said, I can't post this because I'm not allowed to make fun of other photographers.
I just wonder if that's like what that person had, because, a lot of people will buy that, like, oh, that's a nice camera. We have kids. That's a camera we bought. And then, oh, I guess I'll bring the nice camera on safari. But they didn't, like, Google and, I don't know, get a different lens. The lens is the biggest thing.
Well, I brought 400 2.8, 100 to 300 2.8, 85 1.2, 28 to 70 f2. I stayed under baggage weight. I think you went over it.
No.
Wait, Matt's saying it's the other way around. Oh, all the guys are saying I went overweight.
Yeah, you definitely, because I did not have the 400. I have the 1 to 3, the 28 to 70, a 16 millimeter, and the 85.
And what else did you pack?
An extender.
Bullshit.
No, it's not.
Bullshit.
No, it's not. Because while you're like, you know what? I'm at 300 and I need to switch to my 400 lens. You got to stop, pick up a new camera, get all settled.
So hard.
And I just go zoom and we're good.
Yeah, so when you're taking...
That is the best decision I made.
Worst decision ever.
Best decision
Everything's
I made.
at F4 now. You just took your $10,000 lens.
Oh, wow. F4. Oh, my God. When you're shooting at, 140 to 3, whatever the math is, 4 something.
Yeah.
At F4.
You are wasting that quality glass.
No, you're
Unless you're shooting all the way out
so you
at
always
300.
have to shoot wide open. Oh, my God. Are you a light and airy photographer? Just because you have a 1.2 doesn't mean you have to shoot at 1.2, dude.
I disagree. I think you have a 1.2.
No,
you should probably use it at 1.2.
You should.
We buy good glass for a reason. It's appropriate photographing elephants.
If I showed you a photo of any one of the elephants that I took, and I didn't tell you if it was 2.8 or F4 or hell, even F5.6, I'd venture to guess you wouldn't be able to tell.
Of course I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
But
because
what fun is that?
Compressed because that far away, and instead I have lighter gear that I'm not breaking my back on. I don't have to switch my lenses all around. There's zero lower quality that anyone's eye can
1.4. Teleconverters are garbage.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Uh-huh.
I challenge you to throw up one of my photos that has a teleconverter on it.
That's probably cropped.
No.
Yeah, you probably cropped it anyway.
No, I don't.
You crop a lot.
I crop when it's appropriate.
There's no time that's ever appropriate to crop.
For fuck's sake, Jared. If you were a real photographer, you know, sweetie.
Don't touch me. I didn't give you permission to touch the Hebe. You are not allowed to lean over and touch the Hebe without permission. Don't even, I'll break that finger.
I'm not touching you. Not touching you.
This is what we talk about in the vehicles all day. And Manny's over there holding the camera out in front of his face. What did you say about Manny? How does he shoot?
You were bitching that he only shoots through the LCD, and I said, you know, he uses the EVF when he has to look at his photos
Yeah.
and review them.
You're like, what are you doing, Manny?
That's how you can tell he's not shooting. He's looking at photos because
Yeah,
he's using the EVF.
He's using the EVF the right way.
Well, you know, we all use the LCD a lot. Hanging out the car, I was balancing the camera on my foot, using the LCD flipped out. You know, there's appropriate times for it.
Yeah, back to your wrong choice of gear. It doesn't take any time. I sit in the back row. I've got my 100 to 300 next to me. I've got a 400 2.8 on the R1. I shoot with that. As it gets closer, I pick the other one up, and boom, getting sharp, tack sharp images, no cropping, properly composed and exposed, shot raw, banged out with some Skittles.
Cool. I get all of those exact same things, and then by the time you're done with that, I've already picked up my 85-1.2 and got that shot.
No, actually, by that time, you've already offloaded your entire card,
That's actually true.
edited it on your phone, and
Yeah.
posted it while I'm still sitting here going,
Well, you're
that's
sitting in
cool.
the back filming yourself.
What? You filmed me today.
No, you filmed yourself a lot in the back of the car, which I have to say.
For my plug, I have to make a video.
You're still not a real photographer, but you're damn good at filming yourself and being a videographer at the same time.
Yeah, well, you interrupted one of my really good takes.
That wasn't a good take.
It was a good take until you interrupted it.
You know what, Jared? You talk so much. I don't know if you're filming or just talking to yourself.
I feel like someone needs to talk in the car.
You really do. Just keep going on and on.
Katie doesn't say a word, and then she's over there going, that's because you never shut up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to teach you like how to have a conversation at a date yesterday. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, I think that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, my friend, says I never ask her any questions.
Well, you do, but only if it's a question that you want them to ask you so you can talk about you.
Yeah, because it leads back to me.
Yeah.
So I can talk about me.
Okay.
It's all about me.
It is.
You helped me
How's
film
that working
today.
out for you?
It's working great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did help you film today. What did we film today?
I needed to do, because Matt failed to do this, he forgot. I needed to record an intro to Photo News Fix because I'm in Kenya, which means Dan gets to fill in and do the Photo News Fix back in Philly. But I like to do an intro out here where we are in Kenya and throw it back to Dan. So like I let everybody know that it's Dan. So we're sitting in the vehicle about ready to get back into camp, and there's 4 pretty damn big elephants sucking down water at the watering hole. And I'm just sitting there. I put on the microphone, this Rode mic that we're using here. You're using the new Rode mic. I'm using the Rode mic. And you're like, I tried to film myself without it first, and it sounded terrible because of the wind.
Yep.
And I'm like, shit, I got this clip. I better put it on real quick, not hold it, even though, because you got to clip it on. I can't be that douche that holds it.
No.
And so then I do it. You hold the camera, and I'm like, we're here. We're in Kenya. Oh, and by the way, those are elephants behind me. Katie missed it because she wasn't there. She chose not to go to the village and be nice. She chose violence.
You didn't even want to go to the village.
Hey, don't say that out loud. Matt's sitting next to you.
We all know. Jared, you say everything out loud that comes to your head. Matt
No.
knows. Matt knows.
You know who took the best photo today?
Not you.
Jason.
It's true. Jason did take
Jason
the best photo. I
showed a
already
photo.
posted it on Instagram for.
You can't post.
Well, you can't talk about that photo.
I'm not going into detail about it.
He took lots of great photos today. But yeah, no, that one's killer.
It's an amazing photo. I wasn't upset about it. Like, oh, I wish I took that.
You were a little upset about it.
No, I wasn't.
You told me you were upset about it.
No, I didn't.
You said I'm mad when other people. What did you say? Mad when other people take great photos?
No, I'm not mad. I'd more be rather take them myself. But that photo that he took, when he can post it, is going to be awesome. That's Jason Hannah
really great.
Photo on Instagram.
Yep.
It's Matt Dirky Dirk. What is your
it's
Instagram?
Dirksen Photo.
Dirksen Photos. Photos? No. Photo. Dirksen Photo. He has some stuff posted, so that's good. If you've been following along my buddy Troy's Instagram, you've been finding behind the scenes stories because Troy has really done good. He got the fro bump. How many followers have you added? Where the fuck is Troy? Where's Troy, Katie? Troy left?
Pee.
Where are you going? Why are you sneaking out?
What are
Who are you on the phone with that's more important than the podcast?
Everything is not about you, Jared.
He paid good money to sit here
He did.
and listen to me talk. Anyway, Troy, it's the underscore dude underscore Katie? Jurassic.
Appropriate.
Jurassic. Dude, the underscore dude underscore Jurassic. Troy's funny as shit. Troy's been fun having on the trip.
And he had a private account until he got
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
It was a
changed
private
it.
account?
I had to go unprivate because I had to keep approving everything.
Oh, Troy was private, and then I sent him a whole bunch of followers, and now he is no. Hey, there's a bug on my screen. Get off my screen, bug.
I'm actually surprised. We
It took
haven't gotten
that
attacked
long?
yet during this podcast. That's
Well,
surprising.
we were sitting at dinner, and Manny had something on his shoulder, and I'm like, "Don't move." And he,
Again?
And he moved, and I flicked it, and he's like, "What was it?" I'm like, "It doesn't matter." I actually took a winged
It
bug
happened
to
here.
the face
Like,
today.
He was sitting right here, and it hit him in the back, and then it stuck there, and I had to swat it off.
Yeah.
And then I had to swat Katie's boob last night.
Wait a second. Tell me more.
We're sitting at dinner, and I know how Katie reacts to bugs by this point. Like, not like it's bad; it's an appropriate bug reaction. But this massive bug landed on her. It was like
Which
3
boob?
inches.
Left or right?
It was the right boob, and it landed right there. It was like 3 inches long, and it was like a moth. It
What
was
color was it?
flying black.
Was it black or white?
It was black.
3 inches black. Doesn't make sense. Was it Hebe?
No. I said 3 inches black. That thick. So no, not Hebe. But we were sitting over there, and I
Wow.
like them chuckling at my jokes over there.
This is devolved real fast. Vanessa is.
You know what?
You're
I
gonna
like
blame
dick
me?
jokes, okay? I don't know what you want from my life. Can I get back to the boob and stop
Get
talking
back to the
about
dick
the
boob.
dick?
Yeah. Get back to the boob. The right boob.
The right
that had a
boob.
3-inch black moth.
So I'm sitting next to her, and I see this just massive thing on her, and in my head, I'm like, well, I can either tell her.
3 inches is massive now. Can we get a
For a
hand
bug.
raise? Is this?
Do I need to say it?
I have no idea what you're going to say.
Okay. So she's over there, and I thought, well, you know what? There's a bug. Either I tell her, and the first thing she's going to do is going to look down and probably hands up, and that's just going to cause the bug to fly into her face, or I can just really quickly swat it off her boob and talk about it later. So I chose option B.
And we're talking about it now. How was it?
talking about it now.
Was it good for you?
It was really good for me.
Katie, how was it for you? She just gave me an upside down middle finger, which kind of looks like an elephant. It does. Anybody ever notice this? If you give yourself the middle finger, turn your hand upside down, bend your middle finger and look at it, those two things on the side, those are ears. It's an elephant.
It is an elephant.
Anyway,
Are you going to do that to yourself now? That's going to be your...
yeah, that's the new signal. I've been using the R1, and
R1.
it's been tremendous because I've been using the R1, and I also brought an A1 II with a 400-2.8. I have two 400-2.8s here, by the way, which is a lot. Hey, Troy made it back. I didn't look, Troy. I didn't look. We've been playing what's the game called, Troy?
It's called the game.
The game, you know, where you hold your finger in a circle underneath below your waist, and if someone looks, they get punched, and if you put your finger through it before you look, you win.
I'd like to go on record here. It's not once fingered me, so.
Troy says I've not once fingered him, so I guess I've lost numerous times.
Have you used the animal eye focus in the R1 before?
Today?
Today? No, before today.
Yeah, I used it at the zoo to test it out on animals.
I never have. Oh, it's
Flamingos.
always on people. Always on people. And I have to say, I was very impressed, not just with the fact that it, focused on animal eyeballs, but the fact that I had it switched differently and it did behave differently.
Yeah.
And I guess in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, eyeball, animal, human, and
No, it
eyeball,
works.
like how different could it be? But I'm like, no, actually it is.
You know, it does. Now, in some situations, it might find spots, but if something it thinks is an eye, like the back of the ear of an animal, sometimes looks like an eye because they want other animals to think that they're looking at them, it will find it.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
trained for that. It had trouble with elephant. Now, mine did pretty well with elephant eyes, where I will say that the A12 didn't. It found maybe the whole elephant, and that's not to say that it's not as good in the final result, because the final results on the A12 have been great. But
But
just
it
the
wasn't
overlay,
honing in on that
no,
eye.
it wasn't
well,
honing in as
There's very little
well.
contrast too.
Yeah.
Like, so that the elephant eye is a difficult one, I would say.
Yeah. But I will say that using the R1, I've been very happy with their focus. Oh, I only took 6,000 photos the other
Yeah,
day.
that's because you had it on 40 frames per second. You had it on H++++.
No, H plus and pre-capture.
And pre-capture.
So if I take 1 second, let's say I take a half a second of photos and I was pre-capturing for a half a second, I just took 40 photos in a half a second.
Yeah.
It adds up so fast. I think I
Really
dumped it
fast.
down today to the 30 frames,
Yeah.
which is still a lot. That's what the R3 did. The other problem is I don't like turning off features that I will forget to turn back on for that time where it would have come in handy.
Right.
And you're like, well, why didn't I have it on here? And am I overshooting? 100%, because that camera's I'm not used to how fast it shoots. We've graduated to these cameras that shoot super fast and pre-capture, and Canon doesn't give us the damn ability to two different things with pre-capture. One, set it to a less, maybe a quarter of a second instead of a half a second.
Pre-capture
and
itself.
two, I can't hit one button and deactivate
it off.
like I can do in the A1 II.
I've been going from drive mode back to single shot when I'm like, oh, I don't need, pre-capture, but it's few and far between. But the other thing that gets me too is electronic shutter, because you're not using sound and you have electronic shutter on. As you're pressing, it doesn't really register how many photos, like mentally, that you're taking.
No.
And
you just see the flicker of the blink of the edge.
But the flicker doesn't really change whether it's 40 frames per second or 2 frames.
Just watch the buffer go down, basically.
Yeah. Which you're not doing that when you're trying to shoot.
No, but I will say Sony has a great feature that you can turn on that shows you a buffer screen line on the left-hand side of the screen.
Okay.
So you can watch as you're pre-capturing, the buffer goes down like a quarter.
So you can
see as the water runs out of the faucet or whatever.
It's a little bit of a warning.
It is. It's like you could outrun the buffer if you shoot too fast.
Yeah. I mean, that would be helpful. But no, I shoot. It's like, I don't know, I'm at like 20 frames per second maybe with pre-capture on. But even still, that's a lot.
And you have the R5 Mark II.
And I have the R5 Mark II with me as well.
We have
which
a lot
I do
of good
enjoy
gear.
when I do want to crop in a little bit more.
Yeah, whatever. We have a lot of good gear throughout the cars.
We really do.
Except for the Nikon shooters.
Why hate on Nikon?
Dusty, do I have permission to talk about you, not rip on you?
You can talk about me.
Dusty, what's your Instagram so I can plug you?
I am DRB4130.
DRB4130 on Instagram.
I shoot baseball and football and basketball and hockey and anything else I could ask.
He shoots sports is what he's basically trying to say.
I'm here for a big old add to my personal collection, nothing else.
Dusty likes to talk a lot.
He is the Mr. Congeniality of the group.
Yeah, so this morning...
he's here for fun is what he said.
He's here for fun. I'm going to talk... This morning, Manny's sleeping in because he wasn't going on the drive today to Ampicelli. I don't think he could sleep in because someone is super excited first thing in the morning, singing songs and getting ready for his day.
Dusty, I'm not going to lie.
The day back home.
Dusty, you're the first person I also hear in the morning, and I'm not in your tent.
You're 3 tents away. But anyway, Dusty's here. He's got his D6, which is...
I got a Z9.
Well, I'm going to get to that. He said he has a Z9. But there's nothing wrong with a D6. 8 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with the D6. It still makes no sense that Nikon ever came out with a D6. Like the D5, like by the time they came out, it's like when they came out with D6. Oh yeah, D6, not, what was the original? F6, right? Like when they came out with the F6, it was like, wait, digital's already here. Why are you coming out with a film camera? But the D6 was a solid camera. The Z9, he's just picking it up, learning some tips and tricks here. He learned some things from Robert, I think, because Robert shoots some Nikon as well. And it's just getting used to it and being okay with accepting, what it does. It's a different animal.
This is the perfect environment to get used to a new camera.
Yeah. So it takes some work.
It does, especially if you're going from DSLR to mirrorless. That's
well, what takes a lot of work with Nikon is, going through all those out of focus photos that you end up getting because you're like, wait, I had it in focus, but why didn't it stay in focus?
Well, not for nothing. Mirrorless technology has come a really long way in making sure everything is in focus.
Except for Nikon. You forgot to say that.
I've never held a Nikon mirrorless before. So
would you like to?
No, thank you.
There could be a first time.
It could be, but I'm good.
I thought you liked
I'm not a professional
cameras.
camera reviewer. Sorry. No, well, Canon has a big black lens now.
Yeah, the 70 to 200 and the 24 to 105, which are solid offerings.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of good gear here. And then today in the village, I was definitely on the 28 to 70 a lot and the 85 one too.
Two good choices. Mm-hmm. Two good choices. You wanted to plug something real quick?
Oh, well, we could talk about just photo trips because I do my own photo trips.
Oh, you do?
I do. Yeah. I went to Italy last year, Croatia this year, and Bali has 4 spots left for next year.
Oh, how's that going to sound?
How is it going to sound?
Yeah.
What do you mean sound?
When you get to Bali, what do they say?
I don't know. Is there a joke here? Is
probably.
this going over my head?
Where is Bali, by the way?
Indonesia.
Where's that?
Asia.
Yeah, where's Asia?
Where's Asia? I think Hong Kong, Philippines, that area.
Oh.
It's going to take a while. That one's like 3 to 2 hours. Yeah.
How far away?
North of New Zealand.
Where can people... Where can people find out more about this trip?
So you can go to my Instagram, which is at Vanessa Joy, VANESSAJOY, and then just DM me the words. There's a reason. I know I'm talking about this for a reason. You DM me the word photo trip. Photo spelled normally PHOTOTRIP. Just DM me photo trip.
One word or two?
You can do either.
I know, because you put it in there.
I have thought about that. So just go there. You could maybe join us in Bali. I bring a model, which is really fun.
What's her name?
Juliana.
Yeah, I know her.
She's gorgeous. So she comes on the trip. So we always have a model. We do cultural things. We do food and massages and all sorts of fun.
Yeah, you should be a photo trip. Just like here, we get massages when we sit in a vehicle for 8 hours and get bounced up and down 9,000 times.
Or like a tailbone massage.
Yeah, but you sit in the front. I sit in the third row.
Well, you chose that.
Yeah, I like the back seat.
Yeah, I like the front seat. I can brace myself on the front.
So how much is this trip?
I think that one is around 4,000, a little bit less.
So you stay at 1-star hotels?
No, 3- and 4-star hotels.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah, no.
What about the bug situation?
We haven't had a bug situation, but we didn't go to Bali. We've only been to Italy and Croatia, and there's generally not a bug situation there.
Yeah, while we're plugging things.
But the food is good. Oh, don't you want to complain about why people have to send me a message on Instagram?
No, I don't need to send you, because while we're plugging things, if you want to get my new book, book 2, you could just go on an Instagram. No, you could go directly to the link.
You can go on your Instagram and do what? That Vanessa Joy taught you?
Vanessa, why would they have to go to my Instagram to then message me to then go to bit.ly/frobook2?
Because they're listening to this in their car and they're going to remember to do that versus going to your show notes.
bit.ly/frobook2.
Or just DM me.
Well, they have to go to I don't know how to spell Hebe Vanessa Joy. I don't know. Does it come Hebe first or Hebe second? I don't know these things.
Hebe is always first.
And then they have to come up with some way to do something. Anyway, my book, the Kickstarter, should have roughly a week or so by the time you're listening to this. We're at almost 500 backers, which is great. Would love to get to $80,000 in there, because that would allow us to unlock the 3rd all-access pass, which gets you a trip with Troy.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, seriously?
No, it doesn't get you a trip with Troy.
Why not?
It does, because you haven't agreed to that.
What does it get you?
I'll agree to it right now. Where are we going?
Well, the all access pass gets you some good stuff. Could be a day with Jared. I mean, maybe we'll take you to dinner or something to Morimoto.
Win a date with Jared Polin?
It's not. I didn't say date. I said dinner.
Okay. Win a date with Jared Polin?
I didn't say date. But I do have good questions to ask on dates now.
You do. Katie trained you.
Katie really hated all these questions I was asking. She's like, "Can we
so
go back
obnoxious, Jared. I couldn't tell if you were joking or serious."
See, that's the problem when I'm out with people. They're like, "Are you joking or serious?" And when I'm serious, they think I'm joking. And when I'm joking, they think I'm serious.
You got to work on that.
No, they need to change themselves for me.
Yeah. How's that working out for you again?
Very well.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you getting at?
What am I getting at?
Yeah,
It's not working out for you.
What's not working out for me?
Your dating life.
You have no idea about my dating life.
That is such a lie.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh. Okay, back to the show. bit.ly.com/frobook2.
See, you can't even remember it. Guys, just DM him book 2 and tell him Vanessa Joy was right.
Hashtag Vanessa Joy is wrong about teleconverters. There was something I wanted to talk about because it relates to Canon. I mentioned it on Photo News Fix this week, or Dan did, because I wrote the script for Dan, who's going to try and take ownership that he's like so good about it. He's going to be like, I wrote the script. You didn't write the script. I write the script for Dan, which is hard for me to do because I like to, put my jokes in. So now I have to write different jokes because Dan's doing it, and I have to do self-deprecating Dan humor.
Oh, I have to watch that.
Yeah, so Dan will do that. Steven will help him record it. And what's going to happen is we talked about, one of the stories was Canon rumors said that in 2025, no earlier than the end of 2025, that Canon might be coming out with a global shutter sensor camera, but it might be a crop sensor APS-C camera first, which makes absolutely no sense.
No sense. And for the record, yes, I'm a Canon Explorer of Light, but by no stretch of the imagination do they give me a roadmap. Even if I was doing, like I did the official campaign video for the R5 Mark II, even if I was doing that, I don't know about that until like 2 months before launch.
Yeah.
So something at the end of 2025, no clue. But why would you have a global shutter on an APS-C sensor?
It it doesn't make any sense for the people that are buying that.
Yeah, exactly. That audience has no real appreciation of it. I won't say use for it, but the appreciation of it.
And for the majority of the people that are shooting, they don't need, like when you're trying to decide between an A1 II or an A9 III, which are $500 difference in price, I don't know, 30 frames a second is pretty damn fast. Do you need the ability to not get flickering scoreboards, which might be good for sports shooters?
Yeah.
Right? And they can shoot faster. But for the majority of people like Manny, who's shooting portraits, an A1 II is going to be far better choice than an A9 III, where you take a hit to some of that dynamic range.
Well, unless you put the thing in there, right? Because with global shutter, you eliminate the sync speed.
Well, you can shoot basically anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's happening. I don't know. Some people think maybe it's an R3 Mark II will have a global shutter, which I guess could make sense. The problem is, you come out with that, we're like, well, what about the R1?
What about the flagship?
And what does it do? And what's different? And
right.
so that's we don't know what that's going to be. But you gave a good tip. You know, you tried to take a portrait of Katie, and Katie doesn't like her portrait being taken.
We're not done, Katie.
She's still. What are you saying? Your portrait isn't good enough?
Because I knew she didn't take her shower yet and wash her hair, but now I know you've washed your hair, right? No, not yet.
She still hasn't washed her hair.
Okay, the next time. But it actually looks like
everybody look at Katie and go,
She just didn't want me to take a photo of her, so she said no.
But you gave a tip. She was looking awkward, as she tends to do in photos.
She doesn't look awkward.
I'm building her confidence. Stop.
No, you're not. You just told her she looked awkward in photos.
That's what you have to knock them down before you build them up.
Jesus, you need to go to therapy.
And by them, I mean women. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How's that working out
That's
for you
a
again?
joke, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Don't slap me. Oh, stop, Vanessa. Where's that whistle? Where's that whistle? Help. Help, machete.
Your rape whistle.
Yeah, where's my whistle? Hyrax. Yeah.
The point is, when I photograph people, a lot of people say that exact same thing. Oh, I hate my photograph being taken. I hate the way I look in photographs. So, Katie said that, and I said, no. So tell me what. So I made her tell me the list of things that we all look at when we look at ourselves. Oh, I hate this thing.
I don't like my face. I don't like my ears.
My chin.
I don't like my eyebrows. I don't like my nose. I don't like my sister. I don't like my.
There are plenty of.
Your sister's not listening to the podcast, and if Pamela listens to this podcast, she's going to need therapy. She's going to therapize herself. She's a therapist, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Her name's Pamela, and I'm not going to give you her last name because someone's going to look her up and be like, Jared was talking about you on a podcast. How'd that make you feel?
Probably. Does she talk like that?
No. Does Pamela talk like that? No. Pamela is a sophisticated woman who's a psychiatrist. A psychologist? A psychologist.
So we can hire her for your therapy.
Oh, I could never sit there without punching her in the face. Wait, am I allowed to say that?
Well, you already did. You moved on.
Yeah, .org, yeah. Yeah, no, I would never do that.
But
can we get back to the tip? Can you stop interrupting?
Katie, you interrupted me, per usual. So we had to make this come around to you. So Katie, we needed to, just tell me what it is that you don't like. So if she had said her nose, a lot of people say I don't like a nose.
Is that because she's a Hebe? Vanessa, why do you keep coming back there?
Says they don't like their nose.
I have a very cute nose. What do you think about it?
Which angle, though? No, go the other way. No, see, the other side is your better side. That side. Everybody has a better side of their face, and if you photograph that, usually people will like the way their nose. But Katie said she doesn't like when she smiles, her eyes get small, which is something that a lot of people experience, unless you've got a lot of Botox around your eyes.
Not Katie. She doesn't need Botox.
No.
She has skin like a baby's butt.
It's beautiful skin. But there is a trick to, if you smile and your eyes close, there's something that you can do that looks perfectly natural that just opens up your eyes a little bit. And instead of looking into the lens when your photo is taken, you look about 6 inches above the top of it. You'll still look like you're looking into the lens.
Is that a big 6 inches, or are we talking 3 inches?
It depends how thick the lens is, Jared.
Right. Just checking.
Yeah. So about 6 inches above the top of the lens. You still look like you're looking in the camera. You're not looking off somewhere else, but your eyes just open up a little bit more.
I thought that was a pretty good tip. That's why I brought it up here on the show.
Oh, thank you.
It was a very good tip. I'm going to steal it.
Okay.
Make a video about it because I'm not a real photographer.
I know.
And just steal everything from you.
That's fine.
And get some good results.
Okay.
So you looking forward to the next couple camps? We're going to be in cat camps.
I'm ready for the lions.
Lions?
Yeah.
What are you hoping to see the most?
Aslan.
Did you say ass lion?
Aslan.
What is Aslan?
Jason knows.
What is Aslan?
Narnia, dude.
I never watched Narnia.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
No, I never watched that. I don't
Well,
know.
it's based on Jesus, so the Hebes wouldn't watch it.
The Hebes are not watching it. But Jesus was a Hebe. He's the ultimate Hebe.
He is the ultimate Hebe.
Somehow we're the whatever. We're not going to go there today, Vanessa. Why did you have to go there?
Aslan.
I don't know Aslan.
Aslan.
That's great. So you want to photograph some Aslan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I want.
Right.
I'm very excited.
All right.
Hopefully black and white, one staring me down. I'll put a really bad edit on it and then, hang it in my bathroom like
And crop it. Sounds about right. Using your 1.4 teleconverter.
Yep.
And hang it in your bathroom. Great.
Yep. And maybe, well, actually, let's talk about this for a second because I think this is a good topic. It probably wasn't on your list. There's a bug on your thing again. Right there.
Which thing?
Right
is it this
there.
3 or 6 incher?
No, up on top.
Oh, that's one of those dumb bugs.
It's a Zazu. You licked it right at Matt.
What's a Zazu?
So there was that bug that was on the shoulder of one of the guys here that was helping serve dinner last night, and Manny couldn't stop staring at it. So
it's right there under your butt.
You want it back?
So I said that it reminded me of the parrot from Aladdin that always sits on Jafar's shoulders. But I couldn't remember the parrot's name, but I did, of course, remember Zazu from The Lion King since we're here. So now those bugs are called Zazus.
Very good story. Thank you for
You're
sharing
welcome.
that.
You didn't listen to a damn word I just said.
Yes, there was a shoulder on a bug, and it was a Zazu.
Yeah.
We got to go to sleep.
The point was something.
I forget what we were talking about. Bugs?
I don't know.
Anybody here remember? Is anybody paying attention to this anymore?
Oh, we were talking about the photos.
Yeah.
I was going to say, selling your photos that you take here as like artwork in print. Is that an okay thing to do?
Depends what visa you checked out. I will not be selling anything. I'm not making money. I'm here on vacation.
That's true.
As an amateur photographer who's just here for a good time.
With the exception of what you're doing literally right now.
I'm not getting paid. There's no plug here.
It's commercial.
There's no commercial here. This isn't for commercial use. It's for entertainment.
You're putting this on your podcast, which is registered under your business. That is commercial use.
No, it's not. It's under Jared Polin.
You don't have a separate LLC or S corp?
Of course I do.
Well,
but that has nothing to do with my podcast.
Yeah, please.
Just because I'm a business person doesn't mean that everywhere I go is all about business, Vanessa.
Yeah, but this is your podcast.
What's that sound? What's that sound? Is that a Hyrax coming to take you home and take you directly to Kenyan jail?
If I sell my photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't.
They tried to shake down this guy over here when we came into the country.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Not this guy, this guy. They were like, they stopped him. That guy had to come out and be like, let my people go. He did what Moses did, and he parted the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And we lived happily ever after here.
You didn't need 10 plagues to get him out?
It was a little scary.
It was scary.
Ooh.
It was scary. Of all people to stop.
Exactly.
6 people just went through with more gear, and we didn't get it, thankfully. Knock on some wood.
Right?
Oh, no one can hear you. No one wants to. You're like Joe. You don't have a microphone. That's a deep pull. Okay. So anyway, we've got to wrap this up so we can pack our gear because we got to wake up at. Well, you have to wake up at 5:45 because you're a girl. And are you showering in the morning?
No, because I want to go get a belt at the shop over here.
There's a gift shop here?
I didn't even know that either. Until one of the unnamed people told me about it because he had a belt that was made by one of the women here in the village that we went to, and I forgot my belt, and I need a belt.
Is that why your pants keeps falling down?
Yes, exactly why my pants keep falling down.
Wow, that makes much more sense right now. Katie, where are you going? You're not allowed to go get water, Katie. Sit down. Katie, you can go get water.
Don't let him push you around like that.
Don't let him push you around. No one pushes Katie around.
Or puts her in a corner.
Well, she puts herself in a corner generally. She likes the corner.
Not anymore. That's where the bugs are. That's why
it's
she
quieter.
moved to dinner today.
It's quieter.
We have
anyway,
to go to bed.
We got to go to bed. I got to still take my bucket shower. I don't know if Manny left any water in it. I'll have them refill it.
It's going to be cold by now.
I'll have them refill it.
Mine's cold.
I'll have them refill it.
Okay.
I need to do that. And then I got to pack my gear tonight. I'm getting up at 6. We're rolling out at 6:30 to get to the airport. We have a 7 o'clock flight. Is it private?
It's charter.
Yeah, it's charter. Now, when we say charter, we're not talking about like a G6.
No.
We're talking about a Cub Cadet. Is it a Cub Cadet? Is that what they call those things?
We're talking propeller on the front and...
We got 2 Cessnas that are carried.
Oh, we have 2 Cessnas tomorrow?
So we brought us down here.
Oh, we had a Cessna coming down here?
propeller on the front.
Okay.
Tiny little plane.
Yeah.
Got
A
away
Cessna
everything.
Caravan. It was very much like a flying car. It was like
I
a
gonna say
Volkswagen bus.
coffin, but yeah, car.
No, we got here.
Yeah, we did.
And hopefully we get there. If this comes out after and we're
Better
dead,
upload it tonight.
my tombstone will read Hebe. Yours will read 3 inches black. How you like your Hebes. And we're going to stop there. Is that good?
Yeah.
Did you have fun, Vanessa?
Always.
Are you going to be canceled after this episode?
Thanks to you.
Yeah.
No, I can't be canceled. I'm a heap.
All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. This is episode 130. Thank you, Vanessa, for coming on to the show.
Thanks for having me.
While we're here, hopefully you guys aren't offended because I don't normally have guests in person. I usually have Steven, and Steven's the one who we didn't talk about Subarus. I haven't seen a Subaru here yet. I saw a Suzuki.
Wait, are Subarus? Is there a joke behind that?
I mean, you would
that
think there would be a lot of Subarus out here because lesbians generally like to go out into the wilderness.
God.
But no, we've got Land Cruisers.
All I could think of in these, whatever we're driving.
Matt just winced like, ooh. Do you have a Subaru at home, Matt? You have a Rogue? Yeah, Rogue. I love Rogues.
My mom has a Subaru.
Is she potentially, a little light in the loafers?
No.
Is it possible?
Oh, zebras.
Well, what are those zebras doing on that screen? Wait, is that from today? Wait, you saw
When did you see
zebras having sex today? And you saw baboons having sex today? You are just winning at the sex photo game. You saw more dong than Don King.
I actually didn't see dong in there. That's just mounting.
Well, we did figure out that zebras are actually black last year.
With
God bless you.
White stripes.
The black with white stripes, because people wanted to know. They're like, are zebras black? Are they white? I was like, all you need to do is look at their penis to know.
Oh,
Their penises are black.
okay.
Bigger than 3 inches. I measured. There's a picture from last year. Jason
seems like
Jason
a
had a
reverse
photo to see this
curl.
photo. Jason had a photo to see this photo. Dirksen photo to see that photo of the baboon. Are you allowed to post that on your?
I'm not posting.
He's not posting it. He's not posting it because he has to, have a real job.
I got a brand.
Yeah. He has a brand.
Baboons are really red.
The rocket, the red rocket.
Yeah. If we're basing color on that.
They're pretty
color.
good. Or pretty good for like per capita size to body.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Were you jealous?
No. Why would
Can
I
we
be-
sign off now?
Yeah. Why? You're still talking as usual.
All right, Vanessa, fuck you very much. This has been RAWtalk episode 130 from Kenya. Thank you very much for listening. You want to say anything before we go?
Bye.
That's it? That's all you got?
Oh, Hakuna Matata. Didn't realize that was a real word until today.
Right. You know what it means?
Hakuna Matata. Anyone?
It means no word.
There it is.
Thanks for the rest of your days.
Yep.
Right.
It's our problem.
Okay, we sign off with Hakuna Matata. Thank you very much for listening. Jared Polin, Photo.com. See ya.
Chickadee.
Bye.
See ya.